Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Scorpio, it is Oakman time, my friends. And Oakman time means a couple of things, actually. It does mean that we're going to go into the fairy deck to get messages for you. But this has a theme of walking out of a forest. So walking out of a forest, it's the end of a 5-year cycle, and that can mean different things for each of you, as well as each zodiac symbol that we're walking through together with here. So these messages are coming to you from the Oakman. And before we get into the tarot and oracle cards, you do have a channeled message. I have channeled a message for you, Scorpio. This is from the Oakman. Yours is really interesting because it really relates to the concept of walking out of it, like a darkened space, and walking into the light. So you are walking away from your yesterdays. Don't feel like a clown. So I don't know what that is. I mean, maybe there's some things that you feel like you could have done better. Maybe there's ways here that you feel like people pulled wool over your eyes, or whatever it is. You're walking away from your yesterdays. You loved them, whoever them is, as much as you could, and they still let you down. When love to share is only shared in one way, then the path forward towards the light is your only way. That's kind of cool. I don't know. Your soul almost sounds like a poem. The whole thing. You're walking away from your yesterdays. Don't feel like a clown. You loved them as much as you could, and they still let you down. The rhymes. I think I made a limerick. I don't know. When love to share is only shared one way, then the path forward towards the light is your only way. There you go. That's interesting. Yeah. Okay. I'm just looking at, I don't have a full channeled message for your extended, but it's interesting because it really strongly connects to the other one. And not all of them have done that. So that's your channeled message from the Oakman, which again, right, it's almost like walking away from yesterday's, walking out of the forest, and the only path forward is the light is your only way. So how are we going to do that? I was shown, Libra kind of went against the grain, Libra and Gemini. So I don't know if those like the air signs are kind of like, we're doing our thing here. But everybody else I was shown are kind of walking hand in hand with a fairy or fairy energies, escorting them out of the forest and into a new cycle that's ending a 5-year period. So we're going to get into the fairy deck, and we're going to see what energy is escorting Scorpio out of the forest, out of a 5-year cycle. What energy is escorting Scorpio? And I don't know, I forgot to say it in the last couple of readings. If you're not familiar with the Oakman, you can go into the where my videos are on my channel and the playlist. There's different playlists listed, and there's specifically an Oakman area. They were quite prominent on my channel, like I want to say within the first year, 2 years of the pandemic. Okay, the energy that is escorting Scorpio out of the forest and into the light. I would think nothing else of you. You all got the dark lady. Oh, yeah, they're boobs. We've all seen them. Okay, so the dark lady, but a YouTube thinks we haven't. Like, I don't know. The dark lady, this energy is so Scorpio. Okay. Let's just go into the book. I want to go into the book for you with this. I get like really, I get kind of like Dark Moon Lilith vibes off of this card as well. So there you go, Scorpio. Number 20. This is the energy. It's so, I don't know. I just feel like, honestly, y'all, the card that came out for you to me is just like, if I had to hand choose a fairy energy that I would say, okay, you know what? I feel like Scorpio would walk out of the forest would be this. Unconscious power and wisdom, rituals, mysteries, and secrets. It's freaking 8th house. Over it there, okay. And you got it in the upright. We may reach the realm of the Dark Lady through grief, through deep surrender, through ecstasy, or through profound ritual. This card in a reading suggests that it is time to withdraw from the ordinary world to revitalize ourselves through retreat and surrender to the source, unity, and the song of ecstasis. This is a time of preparation for rebirth, of restoration and regeneration. What is hidden is getting ready to be revealed. Celebrate this passage through the unknown, rich, fertile, hidden realms of the Dark Lady. This is the time in the natural cycle of life when we open ourselves to and receive the inflowing energies of Himself, which is a card. It's card number 17. It's a very empowering card. When we become powerful, overflowing with the life force, it may also be a time of prophecy, magic, and foretelling of the potentials of the future. A time of self-awareness, self-knowledge, and encounters with the hidden worlds. Meditate, retreat, seek serenity and inner peace. Wow, that's powerful. So, you know, like a lot of the other signs are kind of like walking hand in hand with this fairy energy. Some of them are walking towards a big, vast ocean. Some are walking to an open field. Some are standing on top of a tree branch, getting ready to take flight. Libra's actually like sitting there being like, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm ready to walk at all right now. I don't want to take anybody's hand. And yours is like taking the hand of dark spiritual magic, honestly, is kind of how that feels. But it's almost like a deep, powerful energy that you connect with through fairy, through earth. In some ways, I want to say the Himself energy, to receive the inflowing energies of Himself. I'm going to read that card to you because this might even be something that you're preparing for. Like maybe some of you, there's a Himself on the other side of a threshold for you here. There's a prophecy, something that is already foretold. You're walking into your fate. And it's almost like you're using, your energy is being used in a very magical and even hidden way here to prepare you to create your destiny in your fate. I want to say this is one of the stronger cards that have come out here. So Himself is number 17. You can see him here. Natural law, life force, magic, shamanic power. When Himself appears in a card spread, he not only indicates that a great amount of energy is present in the reading, but he also strongly energizes the fairy cards around him. Everything he touches becomes more of whatever it is. More alive, more vigorous, more powerful, more awesome, or more awful. This card in a reading can indicate great vitality, victory, or triumph, confidence, and power. There is a leadership and ability to command, steadfastness, and integrity. Wild power held and channeled for the good of all by will. Himself speaks of protection, either of the current or of someone the current owes protection to, like a child or an elder. Acceptance of paternal responsibility is important, as are deep and committed relationships. He is the preserver of the natural world and its balances. Shamanic power may be indicated here, as well as a potential for powerful spiritual healing. This card may also speak of erotic energy, passion, and potent creativity. And that's him. That's him in the upright. This whole reading, it kind of took me by surprise. I really didn't know what to expect. I really never really have expectations. I guess I just sit down and see what the hell's going to happen. In Scorpio, you were not failing to surprise me. You were kind of coming out in your own dark, mysterious way. You're being so Scorpio, and it's almost like perhaps your true energy and essence of yourself is being purified, and the fairy energy that's coming along with you is the energy that would most symbolically show us Scorpio. So it's to kind of help keep your energy pure. So maybe you've been purifying yourself in the dark forest through some sort of 5-year cycle, and the fairies, the oakmen, the energy and natural laws of earth and nature have decided that, well, the only logical response to escorting Scorpio through a final stage is to escort them in the energy that is most resonant with who they are. So, there you go. We're gonna do the what's at the bottom? Didn't even look. What's your underlying card? She of the Cruac. Oh, look who's back here. Himself. But he's in the reverse. Now, okay, I'm not gonna lie. I picked it up. Did y'all see me? I did that. I could say that there's actually quite a few in the reverse, but himself is in the upright. Singer of Healing. Gotcha. Singer of Healing himself. And then we get She of the Cruac is in the reverse. Oh man, that is intense energy. I feel like there's something, whether you're masculine or feminine, well, it's kind of funny, right? Because there is the Dark Lady. Now, I did say too, I pick up like a Dark Moon Lilith vibe out of the Dark Lady, which is also like the energy of feminine energy that's been cast out of Eden, cast out, outsider, on the edges of society, on the edges. Because if I look at this the way I actually really picked up the deck, there's a whole bunch in the reverse. And She of the Cruac, which is the vessel, the feminine vessel, in the reverse. Fairies of the Future in the reverse. Ibe the Retriever in the reverse. And Mike the Myomancer in the reverse. This is almost like your energy being disguised and intentions being, no, your energy being a mystery and intentions being a disguise. A little bit like your direction and your future is untold. I feel like there's like, okay, there's honestly something here in regards to masculine energy, healthy masculine energy. I don't know, perhaps you're getting ready for some, I'm hearing Marvin Gaye. I don't know if I can say that song on here. Yeah, I guess I can. Sexual Healing by Marvin Gaye. I don't know, maybe Scorpio. I would, well, if anyone was going to pull that out, Scorpio. It's very fascinating. So that's your underline. I was going to say, I'm going to go into the wholesome. Going to try to make it a little bit wholesome, Scorpio. Your wholesome, you've got the dragonfly. Geez, your cards are flying out. You're like, there's magic all around you. I really feel like there's really powerful magic all around you, Scorpio. You have the dragonfly. This is seeing beyond illusions. You're working through the final stages of illusion here. And the illusion can, I feel both that the illusions are energies that have been created around you that are not directly connected to you. They could have pieces to puzzles that would help you solve whatever your future is, because I do feel like there's something here that's about fate. It's not something that you can avoid, but it is something that you can prepare for. And, but also seeing beyond the illusions of yourself as well. I feel like there's maybe a wound towards your feminine energy that you've been working through here. And perhaps doing that in some type of isolation with the Dark Lady. You know, it's giving me this energy of, what's the best way to describe it? It's like preparing for something right up to the last minute. So I'm almost like, but you're doing this through healing. It's like there isn't a step that you're taking out of the dark forest that doesn't have intention and strong purpose. Like, whereas, like, and it's not to say anything negative about the other signs, because it's not intended that way. It's how one is making use of energy in a certain period of time, because it's not to say that, you know, there aren't other periods of time where you may be more casual about moving towards a new beginning. Like some of the other signs, it's almost as if like they have completed something, and it's kind of like just a final walk and just feeling the air clear. There is really not necessarily, at least at the level that I'm picking it up with you, there isn't necessarily any with some of the other signs, any intent to continue healing, because it's almost like, well, there's something I've healed, and now this is just kind of like the in-between, and I'm enjoying the walk through the forest. Where you Scorpio, are literally every step that I take forward here, I am still doing this. I'm still doing this. And it's, so what I saw someone who was like prepared a speech, and they were going to make, they were going to stand up and do a speech. But it's literally like, or even somebody studying something. It's like that, you know, like some people will study for a test or an exam or prepare a speech, and they'll do that days ahead. And then they go into this zone, and I'm like, okay, I'm not looking at anything anymore. I'm ready. I don't know. I was kind of like that, like when I would get ready, you'd be sitting out in the hallway and everyone is going over and asking questions. I'm like, no, just don't. It's all in there and it's ready to come out like diarrhea as soon as I hit the paper. But it's almost like you're still studying right to the minute that you like pass that threshold, or you're still refining your speech, right? Like seconds before you get on stage. Like that's what that feels like, but it's a healing element, and it has something to do with magic and healing and feminine energy. Okay. You got the nightingale. Well, we all love the nightingale. Singing before the sun is up, which is the darkest time. The darkest time. That's interesting. Okay, so it just played out in my mind's eye, like how you come out of the forest. I'm seeing, I don't know what it's called. I think it's a type of moss, and I think it's in the South in the US, like Alabama, Louisiana. I might be wrong. But it's like a type of moss that hangs down off the trees. Yeah, like that. But it's like draped over the edge of your forest, the forest that you're walking out of. And so it's almost like curtains. Like these mossy curtains that are draped at the edge of the forest where you're walking out. And there is no light. There's no light, Scorpio. There's no light. Like, you know, some of the signs are walking through the forest and it's like it's gradually getting lighter. You know, you have this long drapey moss. So it blocks out the light. And it literally is like as if, I don't know, I kind of want to say that some of you are connecting spiritually to your fate, what your fated path is. You're connecting with it in the dark. You're finding the light of your fate through yourself. Or maybe something intuitive here. Because it really literally is the darkest moment. But it's like it's not gradual. You know, it's not like a sunrise for you. Or as, you know, the forest starts to thin and there's a clearing up ahead. So obviously a little more light starts to get in. It's almost like, so I see you like parting the this mossy drapery and walking out. But even here, like having this sacred geometry here, I feel like this is the most magical time for you, Scorpio, really. It really is the most magical time for you right now. Which is also, really powerful in terms of creating and manifesting your future. But I feel like you're connecting with your future. I feel like you're connecting with your future, even though you're not there yet. Songs could be really important to you with the nightingale. There could be something connected to Florence Nightingale. Are there any songs like with that in the title? I don't know why I'm being drawn to that. I'm probably just gonna get birds. Why do nightingales sing at night? They sing at night because nobody else is. Why not? There you go, Scorpio. No, it's great. It's such a Scorpio reading. You guys never fail to impress me. Impress me, fascinate me with your energy. Kind of like you're standing in the darkest point in the forest and you're making magic and you're singing. All the other signs where I'm like, what the fuck is going on down there? Oh, the fairies, that's a Scorpio. They're hanging out with the dark lady. Okay. She's also got a set of wings, right? I mean, it's obvious in the drawing, but it's never really been drawn to me before. And right, and the nightingale having the wing. I don't remember having to do this before. Yeah, YouTube's getting weird about all sorts of stuff. Like, this is not a channel for kids. You can't show boobies. Anyways, but right, like the bird, like singing, like taking flight, preparing to take flight. When her third eye is just lit up too, like it is almost like a light serpent above her head. I feel like some of you, okay, so here's the thing. Like, you leave this energy when you walk out of the forest. And I feel like you're making the most. Oh, that's what I was supposed to ask. Yeah, what is the energy that takes your hand on the other side? All right, well, we're going to shuffle these back in. The dragonfly is there with you now as you move through illusions. What is the energy that takes your hand on the other side? Because it's like the dark lady holds your hand walking out of the forest. What takes Scorpio's hand on the other side as they part the mossy drapes and walk through? With a horse, stallion. I don't know. It's a Marvin Gaye song coming in again. Okay. Oh, you got the golden egg and the hummingbird. Oh, wow. Wow, this is the other side. Your singing is as loud and strong and proud as you can in the darkness. Through, like, the use of magic and alchemy. Hello, handsome. It's Larry time. I don't know why cats. I don't want that part. I don't. Can you show us your head? Well, that's better. Thank you. You're just going to be a big white orb? I know. Okay, big white orb. Yeah, so you're alchemizing darkness. You're taking the final moments with the dark lady. There's really an energy too about it where, you know, like I said, it's like you're doing this right up to the last minute. It's I kind of want to say there's also the sense of like, right? Because once you walk out of this forest, you're walking away from this energy, and maybe this energy is, you know, it has a lot of value there. You're recognizing the value. It is to continue to work with it right up to the last minute. There's something about the dark lady. I'm picking this up. You do not invite the dark lady into your life. The dark lady invites you. I'm pretty sure. Let me see. And you're honoring this. You're like honoring this. And you're not missing this opportunity. Yeah, she's the high priestess of the mystery. She understands how to surrender to the divine power. Profound intuitive knowledge. We find her in meditation and sleep, inner peace, ecstasy, and total despair. She's the garden of beings unborn, of unconscious ideas, and of the seeds sprouting in the dark. Well, isn't that crazy? Because to me, the golden egg symbolizes like conscious ideas, subconscious and even conscious ideas that eventually materialize into the 3D. She's a mistress of spiritual ritual. I just trying to. I don't know if maybe that's something that I channeled about her. Oh, it's not in the book, but it's coming to my mind. I remember talking about it like years ago about the Dark Lady. Get out of this. She holds the embryonic hopes we have not yet realized we have. Embryonic fluid, like yolk and all that shit. The purpose of a ritual is not the power it allegedly has over gods or spirits or fairies, but the very real power it may have over us, putting us into a state of consciousness where we may better connect to our own magic and to the other world beings. The Dark Lady understands that ritual is something we surrender to and we allow to unfold us, rather than something we do or control. You're just having a grand old time with her, Scorpio. Oh, look at this. She is there in our very last moments of deepest grief, helping us to move forward to the stillness and peace of the place beyond grief. So I said that. I felt like it was almost like every step is meaningful. Every step is healing right to the moment that you walk out. Like you're not missing any moment here to heal anything within you from your past just before you walk into the light, to a new cycle. Yeah, I'm not seeing that here where I feel like I channeled that. So I don't know. Maybe that channeled message about her years ago, that she comes to you, you do not go to her. She chooses you, you do not choose her. Yeah, no, I still get that energy. Now I remember. I channeled it looking at her face. Sniffing the microphone. Is there something you'd like to say, Larry? It's literally got his face right in the microphone. What are you going to say? Nothing? Maybe he's learning. He's like, okay, mommy talks in the microphone, so let me get there. But so the other side, freedom, power, grounded energy, though, in this, taking a part of the moon with you. Oh, how cool is that? I gotta cover up here. Right? The crescent moon is there, but you're taking a part of it with you. So even though you exit the energy and the mystery of this Dark Lady, you're taking every opportunity you can to work with it. Are we having a moment? Are we just having a moment, Larry? So cute. How many cats can you do that with? Well, I never had a rag doll before, and I could never do that with this guy. The light. So much light on the other side. So much light, which is really interesting, though. Whatever's on the other side here, it's such a fascinating message. It's as if any darkness that's been inside you, like it would never overcome you. Any darkness that has surrounded you or that has been inside you will never overcome you. And there's a wonderful, beautiful opportunity here to hatch open. Let me rub your tummy. You're not striking? I think it's safe to say we tamed the wildness, Larry. Although there's still a little bit that shines through sometimes. We got to do some tarot cards, Larry. This little hamburger. Okay. Let's add some tarot. I'm going to do the tarot. So, yeah, you ended up with two. You're working with the dragonfly and the Dark Lady. And then, as you exit the dark forest, the wild horse stallion takes your hand, and you have the hummingbird and the golden egg. Really beautiful. But the hummingbird too, like just even thinking of it, it's a bird that would sit on an egg. It's to hatch something here. Perhaps it's your fate. Wow. So With the Dragonfly Dark Lady, you have the Mother of Swords, the Eight of Cups, and the Hierophant. Look at how, this is so interesting. Oh. That's weird. Something just like literally came into my head. It's Nikes. Which deck is that? All light does not... There's a saying. There's a phrase that comes with a deck. A card. And it's... I'm picking this up. Wait, I don't want to lose the message. Is it Wisdom of the House of Night? Isn't that funny? House of Night, you're in the dark. Not like, I don't know which. Are these? No, they're numerical, so I don't know what number. Maybe I'll remember to edit this. If I don't, I apologize. You can always scroll. Y'all got, well, hopefully most of you have fingers, your nose or tongue, whatever you use, you know. Everybody got their own way. Oh. I can't read it on here. It's too small. It's this card. It's number 23, which is probably not going to matter because it's not going to be... I want it... It's this... It's the little... Or is it... The little poem. Sorry, it's like when something channels like that, I just feel like I got to be quick before it's gone. Frick. Is it the bottom? Where is it? Oh, there, right at the back. Darkness does not always equate to evil. Light does not always bring good. That's it. I had to get that out of my head. My mouth. Out of my head and out my mouth. Because that's exactly what I saw when I picked up these cards. Do you see how there's, like, obviously the snowy owl here, and then there's the black crow, and we have the light and the dark, and then we also have that represented in the card between the two of them with the dark mountain, but we have all these white broken cups, and that's what got me. That was like these two energies are combined in here. The mountain, the obstacle, the darkness does not equate to evil. The light, the broken cups, right? The cups, the emotions. So this could be something that would have at one point seemed good, seemed light, but that does not equate to good. It's the other way this comes through as well. Like these cups would be really easy to pick up off the ground, right? Like they're right there. There's no obstacle between you and them. So you pick up the cups. But these cups are not worth keeping. They may have looked light. They may have looked initially good. But then, well, you might as well leave that broken shit there. But the mountain is what looms in the background. This is perhaps your truest path, which also interesting, right? Is the dark. But the darkness does not always equate to evil, and light does not always bring good. Oh, and she's even got that crescent moon in her head. Well, thank you, hon. Kramisha, number 23. Okay, thank you, Kramisha. She came into my head, just boom. So that was what you're understanding, or what you've been understanding in the dark forest, is the concept of light and dark. And right, as you come out of the forest, you understand darkness. Darkness does not overcome you as you exit the forest. You know how to use both light and dark beneficially. Okay, so then with the horse, the Son of Swords, Knight of Swords, the Tower, and the Three of Pentacles building at the base of the mountain. But this mountain is white, so that's interesting. White with black highlights. Well, this is things moving really, really fast here. What's breaking down with the Tower? Something is broken down here. Something is eliminated. It's how you see the mountain. Because now you can see all the details in the mountain and you can build with others. I don't really necessarily feel like there's any need to go over the mountain. Maybe I'm wrong. If there is, you don't do it alone. The right energies are there to build. The Daughter of Wands, the Page of Wands. Unraveling mysteries. I'm curious about the Tower. Well, the Son of Swords too. The Son of Swords, the Knight of Swords. The Four of Pentacles. Well, it's almost like you're sitting in the forest and you're waiting. You're sitting and waiting in the forest. And then, is this around timing? Is there some type of divine timing that you're tapping into? Now I'm almost getting this image of you sitting right at the edge of the forest. But, right, the moss stops any light from coming in, stops you from being seen, and stops you from seeing. The Tower. But then, because it's going from standstill to fast movement. The Tower. The Tower. Why is the Tower here? The Father of Cups. I just heard it's your Black Swan. What was Black Swan? I did those. Your Black Swan. Why am I getting so much here? I feel like it's a recap of my channel in your reading. Yeah, your Black Swan. It's something that is very unlikely to happen, but does. And the Three of Pentacles. Well, now that has a lot to say. Well, more than the Tower would initially. Oh, the Nine of Swords and the Hanged Man. It's weird. It's like you see everything differently. And maybe that's part of the dragonfly. Like thinking about the metamorphosis of a dragonfly. It starts off in an aquatic life stage. And it sees everything through the water. And then it hatches out of that skin. And it has a completely different perspective. Right? Completely different. You see everything differently with the Nine of Swords and the Hanged Man. The Nine of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, the Ten of Cups, the Four of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles. This feels like a sense of free will that is enjoyment of love, happiness, camaraderie with others that has to be sidelined due to certain obligations or something. And then in the process, healing one's intuition and third eye. And that, Scorpio, is your big reading on coming out of the dark forest. Oh, sorry, Larry. So I'm going to go do the extended. In the extended, I'm going to pick up all the cards. It's going to be open message to you from the Oakman. Because it's open, like it could have something to do with your past, present, or future, or it could just be words of wisdom. All right. Now, I'm going to, after finishing this and before I go and do the extended, I'm going to fully channel the message for your extended. What I have so far, like context or, I don't know, title even, is cool. I might actually, you know, before I read it to you, I'm going to read you what the one was coming in to this. This was walking away from your yesterdays and don't feel like a clown. You love them as much as you could and they still let you down. I'm going to start writing poems. When love to share is only shared one way, then the path forward towards the light is your only way. Now get this. This is what is coming in for your extended. Walking towards the light, where into a world, what did I put there? Walking towards the light into a world where love actually comes first. So that's interesting. Okay, yeah. I didn't really remember. I just remember thinking, well, that's cool the way it connects with the... So walking towards the light. This is one of those where maybe I should have spent more time writing it out right to the last minute, like that speech. Walking towards the light. Into a world where love actually comes first. So let it go. Okay. I started hearing, I think it was the Bangles with that. That's funny. I might look at that. Maybe that'll be part of the message. Well, that's what I have for you, Scorpio. Thank you so much, my friends. Until next time, be gentle with yourself. Bye.